Cryptocurrency investment and stocks equal money. Let's go on a journey with somebody that thinks he is funny. Good afternoon, dudes and dudettes. I trust you're doing well. This is part 2 of understanding Bitcoin. Just what is Bitcoin? If you would like to check out the first part of the series, it will be linked up above. It's kind of the same as this thumbnail, it's just a little different. And it has different information. What we're going to dive in today is 3 more aspects of Bitcoin as per this lovely article that we found on Investopedia. And why we're looking at 3 things only, you know my fascination with the number 3, and this is a long article. I'm not really going to subject you to a TED talk on Bitcoin. We're just going to cut it up in digestible chunks. So we just get into it. Bitcoin mining is the process by which Bitcoin is released into circulation. Generally, mining requires solving computationally difficult puzzles to discover a new block, which is added to the blockchain. Bitcoin mining adds and verifies transaction records across the network. Miners are rewarded with some Bitcoin. The reward is halved every 210,000 blocks. The block reward was 50 new Bitcoins in 2009. On May 11, 2020, the third halving occurred, bringing the reward for each block discovery down to 6.25 Bitcoins. A variety of hardware can be used to mine Bitcoin. However, some yield higher rewards than others. Certain computer chips called Application-Specific Integrated Circuits, ASIC, and more advanced processing units like Graphic Processing Units, GPUs, can achieve more rewards. These elaborate mining processes are known as mining rigs. 1 Bitcoin is divisible to 8 decimal places, 100 millionths of 1 Bitcoin, and the smallest unit is referred to as a Satoshi. If necessary, and if the participating miners accept the change, Bitcoin could eventually be made divisible to even more decimal places. Early timeline of Bitcoin: August 18, 2008. The domain name bitcoin.org is registered. Today, at least, this domain is whoiscard protected, meaning the identity of the person who registered it is not public information. October 31, 2008, a person or group using the name Satoshi Nakamoto makes an announcement to the cryptography mailing list at metsdoud.com. I've been working on a new electronic cash system that's fully peer-to-peer with no trusted third party. This now famous white paper published on bitcoin.org entitled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, would become the Magna Carta for how Bitcoin operates today. January 3, 2009, the first Bitcoin block is mined, Block 0. This is also known as the Genesis block and contains the text, "The Times, 3rd January 2009, Chancellor on brink of section bailout for banks," perhaps as proof that the block was mined on or after that date, and perhaps also as relevant political commentary. January 8, 2009. The first version of the Bitcoin software is announced to the cryptography mailing list. January 9, 2009. Block 1 is mined and Bitcoin mining commences in earnest. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? No one knows who invented Bitcoin, or at least not conclusively. Satoshi Nakamoto is the name associated with the person or group of people who released the original Bitcoin white paper in 2008 and worked on the original Bitcoin software that was released in 2009. In the years since that time, Many individuals have either claimed to be or have been suggested as the real life people behind the pseudonym. But as of June 2021, the true identity or identities behind Satoshi remains obscured. Although it is tempting to believe the media's spin that Satoshi Nakamoto is a solitary, quixotic genius who created Bitcoin out of thin air, such innovations do not typically happen in a vacuum. All major scientific discoveries, no matter how original seeming, were built on previously existing research. They are precursors to Bitcoin. Adam Back's Hashcash, invented in 1997, and subsequently Wei Dai's B-Money, Nick Szabo's BitGold, and Hal Finney's reusable proof of work. The Bitcoin white paper itself cites Hashcash and B-Money as well as various other works spanning several research fields. Perhaps unsurprisingly, many of the individuals behind the other projects named above have been speculated to have also had a part in creating Bitcoin. There are few possible motivations for Bitcoin's inventor deciding to keep their identity secret. One is privacy. As Bitcoin has gained in popularity, becoming something of a worldwide phenomenon, Satoshi Nakamoto would likely garner a lot of attention from the media and from governments. Another reason could be the potential for Bitcoin to cause a major disruption in the current banking and monetary systems. If Bitcoin were to gain mass adoption, the system could surpass nations' sovereign fiat currencies. This threat to the existing currency could motivate governments to want to take legal action against Bitcoin's creator. The other reason is safety. Looking at 2009 alone, 32,489 blocks were mined at the reward rate of 50 Bitcoin per block. The total payout in 2009 was 1,624,500 Bitcoin. One may conclude that only Satoshi and perhaps a few other people were mining through 2009, and that they possess a majority of the stash of Bitcoin. Someone in possession of that much Bitcoin could become a target of criminals, especially since Bitcoin is less like stocks and more like cash, where the private keys needed to authorize spending could be printed out and literally kept under a mattress. Tip: while it's likely the inventor of Bitcoin would take precautions to make any extortion-induced transfers traceable, remaining anonymous is a good way for Satoshi to limit exposure. A fairly short video today, being Friday. Let's just relax, and next week we will focus on 3 more things. One is how to use Bitcoin as a form of payment. I know quite a few people are using Bitcoin as a form of payment, and I've seen it happen. And how to buy Bitcoin, as well as the risks associated with Bitcoin. I said before, this would be an in-depth look at what Bitcoin is. So for part 3, we welcome you to join us next week. Thank you for joining us now, and let us know down below what you have learned and what you have so far discovered and feel about Bitcoin, the most popular of the cryptocurrencies. I will now leave you with 3 questions. 1, has this video earned your like? Has this video earned you watching another video, which is probably part 1 of the series? And finally, has this video earned you subscribing to the channel? Thank you for making a connection, which means there's only one more thing to mention before the next video that we make. Don't wait. Create.